Good evening, traders, and welcome to another StockX post-market recap for April the 15th. So if you guys been watching our market recaps in the past, we pretty much talk about what happened in the market, how we did, and also give you a little bit about a learning tip moving forward. Now, we've been kind of slow on producing more of these market recaps. I had a little bit of an injury with my shoulder, so that was one of the main reasons why. But I want to keep making sure that I do this going forward because it highlights, the transparency in a room and also gives you guys great updates on what's going on in the key markets and all those other details. Okay, so first and foremost, today was a extreme dumpy day. So we've seen SPX futures pretty much move higher into the situation in terms of basically the Iran versus Iraqi war. In the room, I was kind of highlighting that I wanted to take a short at this position here. Okay, so we kind of spoke about that early on in the room here, and we mentioned a lot of details about those positions. Some people actually took a lot of shorts here. You can pretty much see all the timestamps in our room if you guys are looking at our Twitter. So in our Twitter, we pretty much shown all those screenshots as well. And if we are on our Twitter here, so if we look at our Twitter, you can see that a lot of people in our room have taken, they put, so based on the timeline here, people are taking SPY and all of that. And that pretty much had to do with me highlighting that at level one bullish was a perfect opportunity to do so, okay? So the reason why we decided to do that was because the level didn't hit, but then you can see that's right in the morning here, okay? The level didn't hit at 51.72, but the premium on my model, right? You guys have to remember my premiums is what is used to divide to basically come up with these key numbers here, okay? And we're going to talk a little bit about our weekly premium in a bit. So this morning here, we had told the team that basically our key levels to the upside here, look, it's all matches, 51.72, 51.92, blah, 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 51.24. And pretty much there was a mini bounce on each of these levels that you guys see here. This was around the futures low, okay? So the news is a news no matter how good your model is, right? If there's a chance that there's going to be a war that's going to drive oil prices high, and oil prices higher literally affects everything with, even semiconductors with the cost of production, transportation, and even with Bitcoin, okay? A lot of people ask me, hey, during times of war, is crypto good? And the case is not really, right? And the reason for that is because when oil goes higher, cost of energy goes higher. What does Bitcoin mining need in order to basically work is energy, right? And chips. So because of that reason, you're going to see declines in the Bitcoin as mining becomes more restrictive and more capital intensive based on higher energy costs. So that's one of the key things here, right? And shorting coin or any of this would have been a great opportunity here as well. Okay, so that's a little bit about the market, our levels. We definitely managed to play the downside here, and if we go back on our spreadsheet here, okay, so pretty much we nailed every trade today. We took one swing here, SMCI, and the reason why we took that is because SMCI didn't hit our inflection point. It was actually up 25% before going lower, but we took profits along the way here because the put premiums are very expensive, right? We're starting to see that really move. These actually went to zero here. Okay, this was our final roll up. They did go to around 50%. We didn't take profits, and so far this month we're up 15. We were up before too, but the last week I kind of took a little bit of hits. Not trading smart. All my swings that were up. This is when the whole basically situation started. My bad, I forgot to change my screen here. This is when the whole situation started with the Iran war. You pretty much had to get rid of all your swings, but we did very, very well here by selling this constantly, and we're pretty much majority cash. We're swinging our SPX. So this is a play I was talking about that expired. Okay, and we're up 15K so far this month here. Okay, and I know I could do better, but last week is when I had a little bit of trouble, and that week we were down around close to about 6K there. But we had a great first week, so we're still profitable. We're back up again because of how good things went today. Okay, now a couple of things here that I want to talk about is basically our weekly premiums. What are they? Okay, so I'm going to be sharing a huge hint with you guys because you guys are watching this, and anyone that watches my content, you guys get the first dibs on the information here. Okay, so my weekly premiums is basically designed to give my traders an understanding of the overall heat map on SPX. So what I mean by that, the overview of SPX, where is the chop range, where is the bullish breakout, where is the chop range and whatnot. Okay, so pretty much I provide this information here in my market sentiment channel here. Okay, so if we go back on our Discord over here, so you can see that my market sentiment channel is right over here. Okay, so last week I pretty much told everyone that SPX weekly lows at 5110, and it literally was 5110, like to the T here. For all my predictions, it's right over here. You can see that we called out SPX bottom, and it was right over here. So this is just to me have all my receipts. So you can see weekly low right off 5110. Okay, that's what my market sentiment channel is designed to do. Now, based on that, we gave an estimated weekly low 5020. I mentioned that it's possible that we can break through that if news gets very bad. So we highlighted that objectivity. Okay, now based on these ranges, we come up with premiums and key levels on those premiums. Okay, these premiums, there's no way you guys can ever figure out how I figure out this range. That's not important for you to know. What is important for you to know is basically how to use these premiums for your advantage and how they work. So pretty much how it works is that these premiums are basically checkpoints, right? I use premiums to pretty much analyze is the market making checkpoints at certain days. Okay, when it is making that checkpoint, what that tells me is that there's a possibility that the following day is going to be trending the same day. Okay, now an example of this here is if we look at the weekly premiums here. So the weekly premiums, I pretty much put the layout here. SPX went through level 1. Sorry, this is the wrong one. So let's look over here. Okay, so this is actually right. I just labeled it wrong. I was kind of rushing yesterday, but level 1 bearish was at 22 over here, and it went above it. It stayed under level 2 bearish right over here at 30. Okay, so what this means is that there's a possibility that SPX can open lower because the weekly premiums, which is through the entire week, has reached an extremity point. So it's more likely that that can happen. There's many instances where I've seen these premiums move higher, hit an inflection point, and then next day it's CPI. When that happens, I load into it, whatever way it's going, and then I make a lot of money. So in this case here, we have a possibility that we may trend basically tomorrow in the red. Okay, now that's very important because it's also there's news that possibility of a strike that Israel is going to initiate, and they're pretty much going forward with it. Okay, so if that doesn't happen, throw the model out the window because the news triumphs everything, right? But if it does happen, then it's going to definitely cater. So the whole purpose of this is that when these premiums reach an extremity point, that means that there's always two sides to a coin when it comes to option traders. There are option put sellers and call sellers, and there's the naked call and put buyers, which is basically what we mainly trade. So if the premium sellers are not willing to sell at an extremity point, you know that the premiums are jacked, and that's what these premiums are designed to do. Okay, and that's why we believe that going into tomorrow, it's going to be a trending red day once again. Now, let's just say if it trends red day tomorrow and we don't break above this level 2 bearish on this premium here, then that means it's not going to happen again the following day, okay? Because you have to make sure you always hit the next extremity moving forward. If you don't, then it will no longer trend, okay? So right now I've explained this to my team that it's all about geopolitical news. We still have our model backing us, but I'm trading more on the lines of geopolitical news. So I'm holding less positions and carrying more cash, because when the geopolitical news hits, which is not under our control, we will strike it when it hits. But otherwise, if you swing too many large positions and all it takes is one bad headline or one good headline to go against your trade, and you're going to be totally screwed. So that's why risk management is going to be your best friend when it comes to this geopolitical risk. Because, think of it, I didn't swing any positions into the over the weekend, and SPX went up, right? So we were all cash. And we basically situated ourselves where we had an excellent day, more than 10 grand profit by pretty much, when the news came, we hit it. And we knew right off the bat that the market looked weak because they were jacking put premiums. So that's how we do it in the StockX market update, okay? And the next details going forward, we're going to be discussing how our daily levels work. So we have our weekly levels and our daily levels that pretty much help us with our trading model, okay? So that's all I got for you guys right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this market update and you guys understand a little bit about how this works, right? If you guys want to learn more, because, I've battle tested this, it's worked so many times, and I have the receipts for it in my Discord. You can check it out. Okay, so I'll see you guys in chat, and like always, let's get that money.